ओम श्री परमात्मने नमः।
ओम श्री परमात्मने नमः।
नमस्ते ईशान।
नमस्ते कुलदीप मामू।
You ready?
Yes मामू।
काम and क्रोध, desire and anger, our two inner enemies. That's what Bhagavan spoke about in last episode, right?
Yes मामू।
He also gave 3 beautiful examples to show how jnana is covered by kama. You remember that, right?
Yes मामू।
Knowledge is covered by desire. Now Bhagavan is continuing with the same topic and teaching us more about that. You're all set for that, right?
Yes मामू।
Be with all Shraddha. Now let us get into chanting. 39 and 40th shloka. Avritam jnanametena
आवृतं ज्ञानमेतेन
ज्ञानिनो नित्यवैरिणा
ज्ञानिनो नित्यवैरिणा
कामरूपेण कौन्तेय
कामरूपेण कौन्तेय
दुष्पूरेणानलेन च
दुष्पूरेणानलेन च।
Aha. Na difference. You know that very well. Now you know about grammatical things, you know about pronunciations, you know the meaning of verses, you know how Bhagavan is taking us through this journey. When we were doing first chapter, we were not discussing all this, no? A little bit we discussed. But now, everything. Bhagavan's grace, Bhagavan's anugraha. Once again. Avritam jnanametena
आवृतं ज्ञानमेतेन
ज्ञानिनो नित्यवैरिणा
ज्ञानिनो नित्यवैरिणा
कामरूपेण कौन्तेय
कामरूपेण कौन्तेय
दुष्पूरेणानलेन च
दुष्पूरेणानलेन च।
पदच्छेदः आवृतं ज्ञानम् एतेन ज्ञानिनः नित्यवैरिणा कामरूपेण कौन्तेय दुष्पूरेण अनलेन च। Now 40th shloka. इन्द्रियाणि मनोबुद्धिः
इन्द्रियाणि मनोबुद्धिः
अस्याधिष्ठानमुच्यते
अस्याधिष्ठानमुच्यते
एतैर्विमोहयत्येषः
एतैर्विमोहयत्येषः
ज्ञानमावृत्य देहिनम्
ज्ञानमावृत्य देहिनम्।
Once again. इन्द्रियाणि मनोबुद्धिः
इन्द्रियाणि मनोबुद्धिः
अस्याधिष्ठानमुच्यते
अस्याधिष्ठानमुच्यते
एतैर्विमोहयत्येषः
एतैर्विमोहयत्येषः
ज्ञानमावृत्य देहिनम्
ज्ञानमावृत्य देहिनम्।
पदच्छेदः इन्द्रियाणि मनः बुद्धिः अस्य अधिष्ठानम् उच्यते एतैः विमोहयति एषः ज्ञानम् आवृत्य देहिनम्। Why no smiles? Very serious today. Hangover of something else, I guess. Whatever. You are ready for chanting together?
Yes, Mamu.
आवृतं ज्ञानमेतेन
ज्ञानिनो नित्यवैरिणा कामरूपेण कौन्तेय दुष्पूरेणानलेन च इन्द्रियाणि मनोबुद्धिः अस्याधिष्ठानमुच्यते एतैर्विमोहयत्येषः ज्ञानमावृत्य देहिनम्.
Let us go through the meanings now. Avritam jnanametena
ज्ञानिनो नित्यवैरिणा
kamarupena kaunteya.
दुष्पूरेणानलेन च.
Kaunteya, O son of
कुन्ती.
Kunti. Hey Kunti Putra. No? Do you know? That's how it is in Hindi, right? Hey Kunti Putra, Kaunteya. You know how it is in Tamil? In Malayalam it is Kunti Putra. Tamil it is Kundiin Mainda. Hey Kundiin Mainda. Mainda. Putra. Jnanam avritam. Knowledge is covered. Jnaninaha nitya vairina kama rupena dushpurena analena cha etena. Knowledge is covered by jnaninaha nitya vairina, by the constant enemy of the wise. Kama rupena, in the form of desire. Dushpurena analena cha, which is insatiable like fire. Impossible to satisfy. Indriyani manobuddhihi
अस्याधिष्ठानमुच्यते
etairvimohayatyeshah
ज्ञानमावृत्य
jnanamavritya
देहिनम्.
jnanamavritya dehinam. You always forget that line. No? No problem. Indriyani manaha buddhihi asya adhishthanam uchyate. The senses, the mind and the intellect are said to be its abode, seat, residence. Eshaha, that is this kamaha. Etaihi jnanam avritya dehinam vimohayati. By these, it means this kama deludes the embodied, deludes us by veiling his wisdom, covering his knowledge. Okay, Mammo will explain this. Now, spiritual tidbits, and let us see what Bhagavan is saying in these two shlokas. So, Bhagavan continues, O Arjuna, jnanam avritam. Knowledge is covered by this constant enemy of the wise in the form of desire, which is insatiable like fire. You know, jnaninaha nitya vairina. This kama, this desire is a continuous enemy to the jnani. An ajnani will happily invite all the desires. But jnani feels it as a disturbance in his spiritual journey. For him, these desires are vigna, hindrances. More the desires, more problems. There won't be shanti at all. You get into one desire, it will create the seed of another 10 desires. So, for a jnani, this kama is a constant enemy. He never gets into any desires because he knows how big a disturbance it would be. He knows from his inner experience that desire will bring only troubles for him. See, for a jnani, desire is a constant enemy. For an ajnani, desire is a constant friend, right? Now, dushpurena, insatiable, analena cha, like fire. You know, insatiable means impossible to satisfy. Desires constantly arise from within us, right?
Yes.
They can never be satisfied by enjoyment of objects. After some times they will be replaced by some other desires, another desires. There is no end to it. Manusmriti says, na jatu kamaha kamanam upabhogena shamyati. Never is desire appeased, that is satisfied by the enjoyment of desires. It only waxes stronger, like fire by ghee. What happens when ghee is added to fire?
The fire becomes bigger.
It rages stronger. Thus, by enjoying the objects of desire, it is rather strengthened. The fire of desire eats everything which comes into contact, right?
Yes.
Thus, this jnana is covered by kama. That is what Bhagavan is saying. Last episode, you gave some beautiful examples. Today also, now it is your time. Just tell me whatever you feel.
Ravana had...
Ravana example. Okay. Ravana had?
He had a big palace.
Big palace.
And many money.
He had everything. Wealth. He had wealth.
Even a wife. But
even a wife, right?
Yes.
Say it properly, clearly. They should understand, no?
But he desired for Sita as his wife.
Ma Sita. He desired Ma Sita as
his wife.
Then
when he took Ma Sita to his kingdom, he was killed by Rama. And he got Buddhinasha too.
Because of Buddhinasha. Yes, Buddhinasha pranashyati. That comes in 2nd chapter, right?
Yes.
He got Buddhinasha, right?
Yes.
Then, because of that, finally he got
killed by Rama.
So this is how it is. Because of desire, right? All this happens. Buddhinasha happens. Now you were saying something about Hannu too, your favorite Hannu. Tell me something.
The Asuras put fire on his tail.
Okay.
Then Hannu flew all over the Lanka.
Okay. This is how he's flying, right? Okay.
Then he burnt it all.
He burnt it all. Yes. So what are you trying to say?
That fire can eat everything.
Fire can eat everything. Analena cha. Kama is like fire, right?
Yes.
You are connecting that here. So what did Hannu do? Everything was eaten by fire, right?
Yes.
The whole Lanka, right?
Yes.
Yeah. That is the nature of fire, right?
Yes.
Kama is like that. Desire is like that. It will eat everything what it comes in contact with. Okay?
Okay, Mamu.
Very good. Now, where does this desire stay? Where does this kama stay? It has a house, it seems. It has. In 40th shloka, Bhagavan says, Indriyani manaha buddhihi asya adhishtanam uchyate. The senses, the mind and the intellect are said to be its abode, its seat, its residence. This kama stays in the indriyas, manaha and buddhi, intellect. See, we perform our karmas with the body, senses, mind and intellect, right?
Yes.
If desire resides in these, it creates a disturbance in our actions. We know that. A karma yogi performs actions by body, senses, mind and buddhi only for his purification and thus to manifest Bhagavan inside him. What does this kama do by staying in the indriyas, mind and buddhi? Eshaha kamaha etaihi jnanam avritya dehinam vimohayati. By these, the kama deludes the embodied by veiling, covering his wisdom, It deludes us. Do you remember In chapter 2, we have a shloka, Dhyayato Vishayan Pumsah.
Sangastheshu upajayate.
Sangasteshu upajayate.
Sangastheshu upajayate.
Sangat sanjayate kamah.
Kamat krodho bijayate.
Krodhat bhavati sammohah.
Sammohat smriti vibhramaha.
Smriti bhramshat buddhinashah.
Buddhinashat pranashyati.
Buddhinashat pranashyati. Buddhinashat pranashyati. You know, when a man contemplates on objects, sense objects, attachment for them arises. From attachment, desire is born. From desire arises anger. From anger comes delusion. From delusion, confusion of memory, right? From confusion of memory, the distraction of intellect. From distraction of intellect, he perishes. The man perishes because the self-knowledge, Atma-jnana, is covered by Kama. So you tell me about this shloka, Indriyani, Mano, Buddhi, this shloka. Whatever you feel. Yeah, we were discussing the other day. Yeah, you tell me now.
Because Kama is there in the senses, the senses get attracted by their sense objects.
Yeah, the Kama is staying here, right?
Yes.
So senses gets attracted to the sense objects.
Yes.
Then what happens?
Then they send a message to the mind.
Mind, manaha.
Then the mind sends the message to buddhi.
Buddhi.
Then the buddhi thinks that I want or not.
Okay. If you have Krishna in your buddhi, as your buddhi, then you will be silently sitting, right?
Yes.
Otherwise, you will be wanting it.
Yes. Then the buddhi will, if it wanted it will tell it back to the mind.
It will tell back to mind.
The mind will tell it to the karmendriyas.
Karmendriyas.
Then the karmendriyas will act that they want them.
They want them. Or even otherwise also. If you don't want also, they will convey. And if you don't want, Krishna will say, as buddhi, he will say, no. So this is the process, right? You know it very well. Very good. See, Mamma will tell you an example. A jar is full of water. Okay. We are trying to keep it full all the time. There is a small hole at the bottom of this jar. What will happen? The water will
go down.
Leak out, right?
Leak.
You are trying to fill it again and again, but through the hole, water is leaking out, right? Similarly, even the smallest trace of desire in us will bring failure to all our efforts to reach the highest in life. Understand? Smallest desire is like water leaking out. Okay, you will never reach the highest. That's why Bhagavan says the desire is the highest enemy. Understood?
Yes, Mamu.
See, Bhagavan Ramakrishna Paramahamsa says, Mamu always quotes Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, right? Bhagavan Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi. These are Mahatmas. See, Bhagavan says, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa says, you must practice discrimination, viveka. All the bhogas, money, etc. are impermanent. Bhagavan is the only eternal substance. What does a man get with money? Food, clothes, and a house. Nothing else, it seems. Anything else is extra, right?
Yes.
You cannot realize Bhagavan with money's help. See, just because you have a big bank balance, I have 1 crore rupee with me. You will not reach Bhagavan, okay? You can't experience Bhagavan just because you have money. Bhagavan doesn't care for all the money we have. In fact, it is all His. Therefore, money can never be a goal. goal of your life. You know, the biggest insurance is not what we gain through money schemes. They talk about guarantees, but they are fake guarantees. The original guarantee, the biggest insurance we have is Bhagavan himself.
Yes.
And he stays here. If you don't have this, even a small trace of desire, then know that Bhagavan is going to manifest in your heart. Om Shri Paramatmane Namaha.
Om Shri Paramatmane Namaha.
Stay blessed. Stay with Bhagavad Gita Ma all the time. She will help you.